Papi done. Papi done. Holy Papi done.
So where you from?
LA, born and raised.
Born and raised in LA.
Born and raised in LA, Inglewood, California.
So you probably the first guest here, straight up California, born and raised.
Yeah. It's
There's
nice.
a different feel to that. Most California girls are more laid back, but I will say this. Being that economically, this is one of the most expensive states to live in.
Absolutely.
It is going to be a new viewpoint on what a woman wants and what she deserves and what you feel as though she should get because of the financial situation that we live in LA.
Okay.
You know, so basically starting is like somebody meets you for the first time.
Let's go. I'm ready.
What do you expect? What is your expectation for a man?
My expectations for a man, you know what? Through experiences and through life. So, just me being in my mid-30s. So it's my state of mind versus being teen during like your 20s and now being just in my late 30s. It's a different mindset that you have. So my expectations now, like I would tell my younger self, expect nothing, appreciate everything. That's where I'm at now. But if you ask me if I was 20, I would fake the shit and say, act like I have it all together and I'm the baddest bitch on the block. But being the baddest bitch on the block now is making sure you have some type of substance.
Substance is key.
No, it absolutely is.
A lot of women don't have no substance.
No, and there's a lot of things that you can do with substance versus don't lose out on a diamond chasing some fucking glitter because glitter gets fucking messy. Oh! Glitter gets messy, Papi.
Wait, here's the greatest question for you. When you say substance, and answer this honestly, did you have substance in your early 20s?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
It took you time to gain
It took
substance.
me time. It took me time. It took me literally within the past 5 years, I've had spiritual solitude. Solitude is very fucking important.
Key word was spiritual. And I think you didn't get the spiritual aspect of life of what it means as to what, I guess, your early 30s or late 20s.
Honestly, it was my late 30s. Literally, it's no problem. I'm 38, but it's literally within the past 5 years, you think that you know what you want until you realize you don't even have a balance or a medium over your existence of what it is truly. What do you want? There's that, that start date. I always tell people, mentoring women, there are two very important days of your life. The day that you were born and the day you figure out why. But that dash in between, everybody has that. So the day that you figure out why and your start date is just kind of what are you doing in between? That in between time, that shit matters. We going somewhere after this. We just don't know where the fuck we going. So you want to make sure that all your I's is dotted, your T's is crossed, and you got all them fucking ducks or whatever they say is in a row. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's just that's so important. So that's where that substance comes in, where hell no, I didn't have that shit in my teens and in my 20s because I wanted to be seen. LA, you know what I'm saying? You get the D-boys, you get the money, this is real shit. You get tatted up and it's why do I have this shit?
Yeah.
You get older and you're damn, I wish I didn't have any of it.
So you get some regrets. So from my understanding, you gain substance.
Yes.
From having no substance.
Yes.
Learning life through mistakes.
Yes.
Understanding this from a woman's standpoint.
Absolutely.
That same thing as a man. I didn't have any substance when I was young. I didn't learn it until I got in my late 20s, until I had an epiphany. We all have it at different points in our life.
Absolutely.
And I tell people, don't judge what somebody else went through on what you go through and when you have it. But being honest, a woman is more mature than a man, point blank, period.
Always.
You're always 10 years older than us. Men and women don't reach the same age until their 40s. Then I think through all the experiences, because men go through a little bit more in the streets or whatever they do in life, corporate world, than women. So they don't catch up to a woman mentally until they're 40. So I agree with you in the sense that not having substance in your 20s.
Right.
But did you have morals in your 20s?
I think that I had I think that now I have a better understanding of the morals that I knew that were there. It was there. Your parents make sure you're safe. You remember all of these things as they're talking, but it's just kind of Charlie Brown, womp, 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 womp. Whatever. But as you get older, we'll be in a sense, damn, I wish I would have just listened to my fucking parents. We heard you.
Yeah.
But it really doesn't apply until later on.
In life.
It's crazy, right?
I didn't start appreciating my mother until I was 27.
Same here.
I didn't appreciate my father until I was 30. Really, I didn't tell my father how much I loved him and appreciated him until I was 31. Almost. Now I'm 32.
Isn't that so fucking crazy?
It's crazy.
It's crazy because it's like they're the ones that did pretty much anything and everything. And then we get to this point in our life where it's like, and you're trying to figure out like, how did this shit just hit where I was like, I want to let my mom know like how much I love you and how much like you really helped me. And I just barely got a whiff of that shit right now.
I think it goes back to what you had said originally, is you didn't have substance and you get substance from going through so much. That's the substance.
There we go.
You got it. When you got the substance, you realize, hey, I got substance. I got everything. I made the mistakes. Now I realize them. Now I understand what my mom and dad were talking
It's
about.
being present.
There you go.
I think a lot of us fuck up because we don't want to take the time to be fucking present.
A lot.
With anything and everything that you do. It can be fitness, it can be a relationship, it can be just driving, it can be anything that you're doing. You gotta be present in everything that you're doing. You're gonna fuck it up every time.
Now, looking at you, right, and following your Instagram and seeing it from an outside point of view, right, how long have you been doing fitness?
I've been doing fitness for the past decade. But I've been athletic. You know, we all play this shit like, you know, I've been doing football. You know, I was in football in high school and I ran track. So,
you ran track?
I did run track.
In high school?
In high school. Like,
you didn't go to college or anything like that?
No, I went to college and I literally, it just wasn't my thing. I don't know if anybody fucking out there, like school just wasn't my thing.
Wasn't mine either.
It wasn't my thing. Like everybody that showed up to school didn't learn shit. And I'm not saying that that wasn't necessarily the case with me, but I just felt like there was something more. And then now we get here with social media and just everything and we realize like, damn, like not saying that degrees don't matter, but people are fucking coming up. People are monetizing and getting an understanding like
without it.
Taking a
One
risk.
of the richest men in the world didn't go to college. Elon Musk. So
It's
I
insane.
never judge a woman on that, just like when men go on this whole thing of spiel. That's why I go so hard on men that ask a woman, what does she bring to the table? Oh, do you bring this degree, that? And I'm saying this very confidently. Most of the people I went to high school with that have degrees, I make triple their money. I don't care if you went to Harvard and you make $400,000 or $500,000 a year. That's a cute salary. I make double that. So It's not always about book smarts, financial smarts, and learning
smarts
life.
saved my life.
There you
Let's
go.
go, Papi. Let's go, Papi. No, seriously, the book smarts, it's not knocking it. I'm not knocking it at all. But it's just kind of like if we don't knock that, don't come over here knocking our shit either.
There you go. And that's a great point, is because book smarts is key in this world.
Absolutely.
We wouldn't have doctors without them. We wouldn't have our lawyers.
Absolutely.
We wouldn't have our real estate agent. And it's a salute to them. Those are their paths. Everybody has a different path in life. Just like I believe women have different choices and different paths in their life. And we shouldn't judge them on those things.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're going to go through today, is understanding women in different aspects and different walks of life. Because everybody has a different walk of life.
Absolutely.
You can't judge somebody on what their past is if you don't understand who they are presently. Their past is their past is what makes them present.
Yes.
You know, when you look at some of the greatest the greatest motivational men, Malcolm X for one, they had a shady past. But I always ask somebody, how could anybody tell you anything about darkness unless they
Come on,
walk through
Papi.
darkness? Unless they went through these things. I can't tell you about women unless I've been through women, unless I've understood women, unless I've made mistakes with women to understand women.
The brokenness.
There you go.
The brokenness.
And so me, before I came who I am today, I was a womanizer. And when I say a womanizer, I was still the same man. I looked at women as, let's just be honest. I looked at women as something in my life that I wanted. I'm not just going to say as sex objects because I still was respectful of who I slept with. But I loved women for their energy and their beauty. If both of them matched up when I was single, I wanted those women.
Okay.
But I still was the same man I am today. Even 24-year-old Papi, I was taking her to dinner.
Okay.
Even if I wasn't zelling her or cash apping her because they didn't exist back then.
Right, of course.
I still was doing everything was needed. Flowers on the first date or clothes and making sure I gave her, because I always knew this whole thing came from when I was young. I remember when I was 23, I remember a girl told me, oh my God, you think it's easy to come on these dates. I had to get my nails and hair done. When I heard that, all I heard was I spent money to come here. I took my time and appreciated it.
Good job, Papi. Yes.
And this girl, when she said it, I don't know what it was, and I don't care what anybody says. Something in my brain said, let me take out $150, and I gave it to her. She literally sat at the table. We were 24. She was 21 at the time. She says, oh, somebody wants some pussy tonight.
Listen, hey, you hear me? Because you know what? It's honestly, it's effort. It's effort.
Yeah.
The effort that we take to get ready to, it's like that first impression. You only got, I tell people all the time, you got one first and last impression. You better mark that shit.
Exactly.
X marks the spot. You better mark that shit. So if it is the night that you gonna get some pussy, you want to make sure. Well, at least I tried.
At least I
gave
tried.
Effort. That matters.
It matters, and it's key. You know, when you with a woman, the first time I'm with her, I want to leave a lasting impression.
Absolutely.
Just like men always want you to talk about, you know, this, that. I don't deal with women that I don't like. I don't deal with women that I think are easy. I've never dealt with.
So Papi likes a challenge.
I love a challenge.
Absolutely. It's like an obstacle course.
There you go. I like a girl that's hard to get. Matter of fact, every girl that I have children with and every girl that I've been with in a relationship, except for one, didn't like me at first. And I made a snippet on that because it was key in my life. When I say didn't like me, it's not that they hated me. They didn't like my arrogance. They didn't like my flamboyance.
They didn't have an understanding because they wasn't taking the time to be present.
There you go.
That's where we fuck up a lot. If we don't take the time to be present because we're so accustomed to what our norm is, your environment, the energy that you're already surrounded by, so that you grow accustomed to that. People get comfortable and complacent with the fucking toxins that they have around. So when they meet someone that's lively and vibrant, like we hustled to get here, you know what I'm saying? We made this shit out of like no way. So it's just like, we salute ourselves and get a better understanding of that we don't need approval and we don't need the validation from anywhere else because it's like, we still here and we doing this shit.
Exactly. So now that we still here and doing it, right?
Hey.
My most important question. A man coming at you today in the present day. Every woman has its standards.
Yes.
I know you can never tell what kind of man you like because everybody doesn't know because a lot of women or men don't know. What are some of the bare minimums that you would require from a man that's trying to get in your life, that's trying to talk to you? Because you have a huge Instagram following, which is at times for men intimidating.
Yes.
And
I get
that's
that
okay.
a lot.
It is. It's
I get that a
intimidating.
lot.
But I like that. You know, someone like me, I love it. So I would want to know how to break that barrier. What is it that you look for in a man that you find appealing? Because most girls, it's not that y'all want to fuck them. It's just like at first y'all like, oh, I'll pay a little attention.
Papi, sometimes I just want to fuck them.
Okay.
No, I'm just
And I like that. That's a good thing. What about that man brings you to that point?
So for me now, right, we fast forward to, I've had that spiritual solitude. I've learned how to be alone. You got to learn how to fuck with yourself heavy to know what you really want out of anybody, friendships, relationships. So for me, it's more so hygiene is a big thing for me, Papi. Hygiene, teeth, a smile, the effort. I want them to be ready, willing, and able. Ready, willing, and able. Your willingness, I want you to want me there. I don't want to press. I don't want, like, we're not forcing no fucking vibes. I'm falling all the way fucking back. I've worked too hard during that spiritual solitude to get me together because as women, we're always like, you know, praying to God, I want a good man. But are you a good woman?
So that means you've worked on yourself.
Yes.
To know that when you see a man or you go towards a man, you've worked on yourself so much, you know what you bring to the table.
Absolutely.
You know what you're going to bring to his life.
Absolutely.
So you're a woman that I think brings confidence to it.
Absolutely.
Which is major.
And it's still like an alpha. Who the fuck wants to be a beta?
There you go.
Who, like, it needs to be, like, people, I always get this too, like, oh, you're aggressive. Why can't it just be assertive? Why can't I just be assertive? Like, why does it necessarily have to be aggressive?
There is
like,
no woman that's aggressive.
Like,
in my eyes. How is it aggressive? Because like you said, it's assertive.
Yeah.
To me, a woman that's aggressive wants you.
Exactly.
Women are only going to be aggressive towards men that they find attractive, that men that they want to work for them, that men they want to challenge them. Because women who have a statue of yourself, you know, you've built yourself up. We're not talking about finances here.
Right.
We're not talking about anything else. In life, sometimes people have to understand the spiritual. That's what's the key word. You've built yourself up mentally and spiritually to know who you are as a woman.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm the shit. I'm this woman that I'm going to assume that when you come in a man's life, you're going to alter it in a better way.
Absolutely.
You're going to make him remember you.
Your addition to, your plus one.
You know? So when you get to that point, you understand that aggressiveness is necessary because you
Absolutely.
want to see if this man is the one. Are you gonna climb this little fence I'm putting in front of you? Since you're
Go over this hurdle, baby.
Yeah, you see what
Get over this hurdle, baby.
Once he gets over that hurdle, I'm pretty sure the glory land is there. This Tuesday is July 17th. It's the middle of the summer.
Papi knows the date, ladies and
And
gentlemen.
I remember it because it was 2018.
Right.
And I was with a certain girl, and she was bad, body like crazy, beautiful girl. Energy was great, food
Right.
was horrible. And that was major for me.
Wow.
When
And
I
you were,
tell you,
and everything that scratched everything off, everything. So that's letting you know, ladies, being bad. I'm trying to tell you, because I'm part of the baddie crew.
She is.
Listen, so that doesn't mean anything. That's not going to stop you from being cheated on. That's not going to stop.
I wanted to cheat because the food was that bad. And that's funny you said that. One day I had a food, I was hungry, starving.
Wow.
This girl made chicken and whatever. I don't even remember the side. And I don't want to lie about the sides. I don't remember the sides. The chicken was so fucking bad. And this is the truth. This is me. You know what? Let's just be Papi today. Let's be the real old me.
Let's do it.
The food was so fucking bad. All I thought
Wow,
about was
Papi
blowing
is angry.
somebody else's back out.
Wow.
I wanted to cheat because the food was that fucking bad. Beautiful girl I was with. Did I
Right.
cheat? No, I didn't.
Right. But you was angry.
I was angry at the food.
So let me ask you this. How was the chicken today?
Chicken off today was slamming.
It was slamming.
The chicken today had so much flavor in it
Okay, let's talk about
that
it.
even after you ate it, it reminded you to eat the rest of the chicken that was left, which is
Wow.
rare. My mom cooks like that. My wife cooks
Wow.
like that. The women that I want in my life now have to cook like that.
And we even brought wifey a bowl.
You know, and that's key.
No, absolutely. You got to salute the mamas at home.
You know,
Absolutely.
and
So,
I-
wifey, we salute you. Mommy and wife, like we
I thought that
salute
was
you.
rare. It's not a lot of women that when you ask them to cook, even for your production company, a podcast, or anything that it is, that they remember that the people that are at home, my mom
Absolutely.
and my wife. That said a lot about the statement of your character.
Absolutely. I think
It's-
it's very important. We lose sight in that. Because
Character
we're
is
always
everything.
trying to, I think that women, we're always trying to outshine one another.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not understanding who actually keeps you grounded for us to have our attention on you. You know what I mean? So you got to salute moms. You got to salute the wifey at home, like whatever it may be. And I made sure that we put her shit to the side, like nobody touched this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because we are blessed. We're about to have a baby. So she's eating for two. So we want to make sure that she's eating everything that we're fucking talking about at this point.
100%.
So I appreciate that. This is going to be it, baby. Your bag is your peace of mind. That's the highest bag that you can get. You're going to want that. The Birkins, and, shout out to all the women that have this. But I bet you, Papi, half of the women that have these bags are still broken, that still haven't taken the time to heal,
You know how
and they're
many
still soul searching for something, because that you that you go to sleep with that night, that's the you that everybody should be fucking with.
Oh, let's talk about it. So many women I know want a Chanel. They want Birkin. Hey, I don't live like that. And I'm glad that you touched on that. There's a lot of times you see pastors just pandering to women and saying whatever you want to hear. So today we're going to be extra real.
I love it.
Asking for a Chanel while living in a shitty apartment, with no furniture, or living at your mom's house and being a single mother
It's
on top of
absolutely
that,
distasteful at this
distasteful.
point.
You don't live a Chanel. If you understood what name brands were for, not to get too deep here, they're meant for the rich, they're meant for the famous, or they're meant to match the lifestyle which goes with it. And I'm glad you brought up Coach. I'm glad we're talking about
Absolutely.
Gucci, because those are things that show the characteristics of you as a woman. A woman like this with a house, with a car, and with space, you getting a Chanel is normal. It matches your life. There's a lot of women that want things outside of the expectations of what they don't live. And think
I don't want to
that's
live
wrong.
like that
But I'm not, as a pastor,
anymore.
I'm not here. And that's
Anymore.
good. As a pastor, I'm not going to frown upon you women. I'm going to uplift you and say, you should not be asking for Chanel if you're not living like Chanel.
Let's go even a little bit deeper. Don't get mad at somebody for not getting you what you can't even get yourself.
Oh, my Lord.
But
Lord.
I was talking to myself, my younger self too. Like, you can't get
tell
mad.
her.
Like, so you ain't buy me no Chanel?
That's how you was when you was younger. When you didn't have substance.
Absolutely.
Some women, you have to understand, you're just too young. You haven't went through it yet. Now you're going through it and you're mad and upset. Here's a woman to help you.
No, and it's seriously because you get to a point in your life where you're like, so you didn't buy me that bag? It's just like, can you even hold the weight of that bag? Do you, like, literally hold the weight?
Chanel? Is you, are you Big Chanel? Are you Birkin?
Seriously, because that matters. Women put on a bag.
You Michael Kors.
Put on a lace front. Put on, and you turn into something different.
Talking about some
I
Birkin.
am literally put me in a motherfucking Honda and watch me roll.
Oh my God.
I'm not playing because I'm gonna make something like it's just like a man. A man is never a king of mine is never going to have a problem bringing me home the money because he knows that I'm going to do something with that. I don't mind giving it to her. What do you mean? She's going to make this a home. I don't have to worry about that shit.
So when he gives you something, you're going to do something with it.
Absolutely.
To multiply it.
Absolutely.
To add to his life.
Because that's what's going, listen, that's what's going to keep him. Pussy ain't keeping nobody.
Pussy ain't
Being
keeping
fine
nobody.
ain't keeping nobody. That goes out the window. I honestly say.
You can purchase it.
That being pretty.
It's on the ground. Arrows, back
Listen,
page.
it doesn't matter.
And at the jerk spots.
If you don't have substance and you don't have top tier energy, they're moving on to the next, and you know it. It's not even that you don't even know it, baby.
You can buy a pussy in case y'all didn't know that.
I'm just saying.
If you don't know where to, holler at me. But anyway, I think that is key and important to understand when you ask for a bag from a man, make sure you match the bag.
Yes.
If you're not a Chanel girl, if your engine light is on, if you're not in a foreign, it doesn't look good to come out your Toyota and Hyundai with a Chanel. And let me tell you why. You would look better coming out with a Gucci bag out of your Hyundai because it shows that, hey,
stay in your lane. Stay in your lane until you learn how to use your signals. Ooh.
Oh, shit.
Papi, give it to me. Give it to me, Papi.
Oh, listen. I never can. Listen, I didn't even think about it like that. If you don't know how to use your signals, stay in your fucking lane.
Absolutely.
And I think a lot of times y'all haven't seen me act like this, but I've been wanting to talk about this. Do not ask for Chanel. If you got an IKEA couch, and you won't understand this, but I'm going to teach you why. Your couch is $400. You got a $6,000 bag.
Absolutely.
And then when I come to your thing, you took an Uber to get there, so you ain't got no car.
You have to have a balance and a medium over your life, and you will not get a better understanding this until you come out of your brokenness. I'm trying to tell you.
Because some of y'all broke, period, and broken.
Listen, when people try to tell you you're so fine, tell them, because I've been healing and shit.
Oh!
That's it. It's a different wave out there. Catch yours. Catch yours. Absolutely.
And so I love that. Bags matching the lifestyle, matching energies, matching who you are as a person will bring you longer in this life.
Yes.
Because I believe that most women who are in this lifestyle get misconstrued because of men manipulating them and men misguiding them.
Yeah, and social media. Social media is a big part. But when you give consent, that's when the agreement is formed over you. If you no longer give people consent, then you won't be feeling no type of way and you won't take shit personal.
Ooh.
It's simple. Life is simple and beautiful, and it's only difficult because the individuals that you choose to allow in, and they come in and out your life like pedestrians fucking jaywalking.
So simplicity in life.
Absolutely.
I try to preach this all the time before we get off. This is someone that's on the same frequency as me. Forget about what you see on Instagram. Forget about my watch that I paid $70 for. Forget about my chains. The reason I'm able to succeed is because of the simplicity in business, simplicity in the life that I made. How simple I made my business, how simple I make my communication, and how simple I made my life all in all is what makes me happy.
Absolutely.
I think you learn that with age.
Happiness is key.
When I was young and I was doing everything to keep up with everybody, life wasn't the same. But as soon as I learned to make life simple, I learned to be happy and I learned to succeed.
Absolutely. Start being present. Start taking your time with, the individuals that you're giving your energy and your space and your body and, your knowledge to. It's very important. Wise up.
Love it. Full of game every week.